We are leaving New Denver and we are heading up to the Galena Trail. That's going to take us almost to the ghost town of Sandon. So come along for the ride. Yeah, the trails are not always exceptionally well marked. It does show up on my Garmin, which is more like it. Thanks. Sorry? So at the trailhead there was some indication that they've put a lot of money into refurbishing this trail. I think there was some damage done in 2020 when we were in Sandon. We were told there was a huge washout up in the ghost town. Lots of infrastructure was destroyed, and because this trail is on the same creek, I would imagine some of this trail was also damaged. The part that we've ridden so far is beautiful. And here's evidence of the old railway, and even some old spikes. The really nice thing about this trail is that most of it is in the shade. So even though it's quite a warm day out there today, it's several degrees cooler in here. Okay, this is the bit that I've been waiting for on this trail. That had to be the highlight of our trip. That is so cool. So cool. That little cable car across the river. And now we've come across the remains of obviously an old mining operation. So this is Alamo Siding. A mining, CPR mining center and concentrator, a hydroelectric generating plant. The population had grown to about 200 by 1904 and included houses, bunkhouses, stores, and a post office. It's so dark in here. But as I said, several degrees cooler in here. Yeah, so obviously flooding really affects this area pretty consistently. It sounds like things are constantly being damaged, including the rail trail. But it has been, I think, beautifully refurbished. obviously lots of washouts on this trail. These are old rail ties. Okay, so we are at Three Forks, which is kind of where the Galena Trail ends. Up that road there is the little ghost town of Sandon that we visited the other day. And I'll put a link in for that video. So Sandon, that little mining ghost town, is about 5 or 6 kilometers up that road. So I think we're gonna head back down the Galena Trail and hook up with the K and S rail trail and head out to Rosebery.
There's one trail that goes up that way to Sandon, and that's the one at the juncture, right? And that has that hiking trail. So there's also, I think, the K and S that go. I wonder what that's like. You want to try that for a bit? Or is it too much up? Where does your sense of adventure lead you today?
I don't know.
We do want to do the other part of the trail, though.
So we're gonna head back down the Galena Trail to New Denver. So Catherine had wondered whether riding to Sandon on the unmaintained trail would be a good idea. I'm gonna suggest
leave it for hiking.
It's not a great idea for today. So we're heading back to New Denver. Riding up to Three Forks is definitely a climb, and you really get the sense of it on the ride back. But it's such a gradual climb that it's really not daunting. Catherine thinks that this is the remains of an old rail bridge.
Well, those creosote posts are enormous.
They're not that big. I don't know if you can see that spike. Sense of the old built-up bed here. This all sorts of rail ties in here. Yeah. Okay, so we're continuing on the Galena Trail to Rosebery. So we're bypassing New Denver. We're heading out towards Rosebery, and then we'll eventually head back to New Denver. Okay, so we've crossed the highway that goes back up to the cusp, and I mean ultimately we are heading that direction, back towards the cusp.
Like a ticket master's house or something, like a stage person's house, but it's right in the middle of the rail bed.
So we can't figure out what these stone walls are for.
Stonehenge.
Don't think they would have been here when the railway was here. What are we looking at, Catherine?
This looks like a mine shaft, like it's actually been hewn in through the rock.
It is definitely a mine shaft. Okay, don't think this mine shaft goes all that far, but I'm not going in to find out. So we're now right down on the banks of Arrow Lake. I just keep thinking this would have just been such a gorgeous train ride back in the day, but it wasn't really a train ride for tourists. It was all about mining and industry. You really do have to keep your eyes peeled sometimes for the signage. Sorry? Rosebery. We are here at Rosebery, and we are traveling up the lake. And that is Summit Lake, where we rode to the other day. I have to say, riding down by the lake, like literally on the shores of the lake, really is spectacular. This portion of the Galena Trail is dead flat, so you can cover a fair bit of ground pretty quickly.
Nice and warm. I actually wouldn't mind a dip. Workout pause.
Yeah. Again, what's been really nice about this ride is it's almost all in the shade. So even though it's a hot day out there, we've been quite comfortable. Okay, so we've just left the lake behind us, and I think we've probably gone as far as we want to go.
Workout paused.
So we're gonna turn around and head back towards New Denver. And maybe have a bit of a swim when we get there. Oh, bear! Yo, bear!
Go bear! Go bear! Keep going! Get him?
No. Just came around the corner, and there was a little bear. Well, not such a little bear. But he immediately disappeared.